This is Wyoming. She's a Mustang mare. I've had her about 5 years. And though she's very sensitive and fun to work with and has been under saddle and even ridden on trails before, every time we get a certain amount of progress towards partnering together, it always backfires and disintegrates and kind of comes apart at some point. So she's been a big mystery to me about how to continue her education and our partnership. Recently, I've come to decide she seems to have a deep fear and evasion of pressure, even though she's been able to tolerate and work with me to a certain extent. So I've begun to way back up and even just start to observe more carefully putting the halter on her and walking her through the steps in a way that she can see that the pressure isn't scary and that she doesn't have to avoid it at all costs, that we can use the connection of the feel on the lead rope to work together. So we began this day with her in the barn. Her friends are in the barn and it's a safe place. And I'm taking the opportunity to allow her to choose to come and work with me. She's a really friendly mare and likes people a lot. I appreciate that she chose to come and work with me and to connect. So the first thing I wanted to do was just make her feel really good. She loves being scratched. So I just took a moment to honor that decision to come and be with me and give her a moment to feel really good about just being with me without asking anything of her to begin with. Eventually, I'm going to try to move over to her other side where I would be able to halter her properly. And that's where she begins to tell me she's not comfortable. You can see the signs of how she's fidgeting, trying to move me into a different position, her ear position changing, the tension in her face. There's a lot of signs there that she is now not relaxed and comfortable and doesn't really trust me being in that position. In this case, I hang in there with her and I wait until I see some change that she begins to relax. And that is a little bit of relaxation there. And she begins to get more still as I hang with her. You can see my hand just on her neck, which is the first step in putting that halter on. And she begins to feel claustrophobic right there. Before I even really reach under her neck with the halter, she's already showing signs of being claustrophobic and uncomfortable with me being in that position. And so I just hang with her and I look for a change. And I don't move forward until I get a change. Here we adjust the camera so you can see a little better her reactions from the front. And as I move in to put my arm around her neck, again, that claustrophobic feel, she lets me know that she's not comfortable and that this is really close to her threshold of what she can tolerate. So I hang in there with her and I let her tell me how she feels about it, but I don't give up hanging in there with her until she starts to see that she's okay, she doesn't need to panic, and there's a change in her being able to relax. And as she walks off, I just stay right with her. We adjust the camera, and I'm going to try this process again, beginning with asking her to allow me in on that side. She doesn't feel as much pressure, but she's not quite ready. So I'm going to wait until she is comfortable enough to allow me in that space. So she's blocking me less, and she's letting me in there. She's not completely relaxed, but she's willing. One thing I love about this mare is she's so willing to try, even though I know there's some deep fears she's working through. So she's checking in with me. I'm going to pay attention to the signs that she's getting more comfortable and relaxed. And now you can see I can put my arm around her and she's beginning to trust that feeling. And so I don't get too greedy. I want to make sure I go through those steps enough times to where any rough spots get smoothed out. So I'm going to come back in again, and you can see there's no biting. There's much more relaxed comfort feeling from her. So I'm going to go ahead and continue putting that halter on her, but I'm going to go slow, and I'm going to try to pay attention to the signs she's giving me of where she is in the process and what she can accept. So I'm going to wait on her. She's releasing herself, and then she's coming back, and we can move forward. Now we're in a place where she's accepted the halter, and she's soft, and she's willing, and she's in much less stress or fear than if I would have just gone ahead and forced the halter on her while she was telling me how uncomfortable she was. And in this point, I'm going to begin working with her really close to the knot and in her space so that I have more control over my feel going through the lead rope and into that halter, so I can rock her back and forth by putting a feel on that rope that is direction and not driving or correction. In the past, most of the groundwork has been done with her with driving pressure, and anytime that a feel comes through that lead rope, it's usually for correction. And I want to start working with her in a way that she can trust the feel on that lead rope as me guiding her, not correcting her for making a mistake in evading the driving pressure. So this is a big deal for her. It's a big change from the work that I had done in the past. And I think it's going to open up a pathway where she can feel better about the work we're doing together, and we might get a little bit more partnership than we had before. I like what I'm seeing with a new layer of softness, working with her guiding and not driving. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where this will take us in the potential ability to work together and have better partnership. So we'll keep you posted along the journey. Thanks for watching.